I've never been too sure of what General Alliances actually thought about this movie. It's kind of weird. The Wolverine was released in 2013, directed by James Mangold, starring Hugh Jackman, Rila Fukushima, and Tao Okamoto. And I've always loved this one, and I feel like this is the movie in this franchise that people talk about the least. Like I said, I've never really known what the general audiences thought of this one, but yeah, let's go ahead and start this review off with the good. And like I said, in my opinion, there was a lot to love here. First of all, you got Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He's great. I feel like a broken record saying that because Hugh Jackman is just great as Wolverine. I really loved his character arc in this movie. This movie does pick up shortly after The Last Stand. So he's left the X-Men. It's after he's killed Jean. And after he's forced to kill Jean, I should say. But he's living in the woods. He's a hermit. He's an outcast. And I just really love the whole arc he goes through, learning to be a hero again, learning to connect with people again. It's just a really good arc in my opinion. And then you got Rila Fukushima as Yukio in this movie, and this character was used again in Deadpool 2. I believe it was a different actress. But I really liked Yukio in this movie. I really liked her back and forth with Hugh Jackman, how Hugh Jackman's pretty much annoyed by her in most scenes, and she's just trying to help him. I really love their back and forth and their chemistry. And then you got Yao Okamoto as Mariko in this movie, and I thought she was a really good character as well. She's with Hugh Jackman throughout most of the movie, and I love their chemistry. I love their story together. And I love that it's not fully a love story between the two. Yes, there is some tension here and there, but I love that they're more just friends and colleagues than anything. That's just a really nice touch in my opinion. And then you also got Hiroyuki Sanada in this movie. He is one of my favorite actors. He's a certified badass. He is vastly underrated. And this movie is really no exception. I thought he was fantastic here. I thought that he was badass, and I loved his fight with Wolverine near the third act. Just really great sequence there. And outside of all the characters, I thought that this was a damn good story. I love the Japan setting. Japan is one of my favorite countries to study. Japanese culture is just very interesting to me. So anything set in Japan, whether it's a Godzilla movie, an anime, or a Wolverine movie, I'm gonna be interested in it. And this movie's no exception. I love the Japan setting. And I really love, like I said, Wolverine's arc, learning to trust people again, learning to make friends again after the events that led to his exile, self-imposed exile at least. I really loved it, and the action sequences are top-notch. I feel like this was more of a proof of concept for what James Mangold would later do with Logan, but I thought it was a good enough proof of concept. The train sequence, absolutely amazing. It's probably my favorite scene in the entire movie. He's taking out some Japanese mobsters on top of a bullet train. Fun setting. And also the village scene before the full third act. Really love that scene as well, with Wolverine fighting all the archers. Fun scene. And I thought the visual effects were good, and I love the pacing of this movie. It doesn't really slow down, and even in the slow moments, you're invested in the character work, and this is much more of a character-driven movie than most of the other X-Men movies. I just love the character moments we get here. And also the score, soundtrack, all fantastic. The editing is awesome. But that's about all for the good. On to the bad, and there's one one thing that I have always had with this movie, and that's the handling of Silver Samurai in the third act. Silver Samurai is one of the most underrated Marvel villains, in my opinion, and making him a gigantic mech suit in the third act just did not work for me whatsoever. Um, Also, the reveal that it was a suit to keep the main villain alive, that just didn't work. I wish Hiroyuki Sanada was the actual Silver Samurai in the movie, but regardless, that's about all for the bad. On to the final thoughts. I really love the Wolverine. Like I said, don't know much about what the general audience thinks about this movie, but I love it. The Wolverine is a damn good movie. I love it to death. And I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on the Wolverine. Have you seen this movie? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it if you have seen it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.